Welcome back to Charter California Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined by Tommy Gong. He is the Assistant Clerk-Recorder for San Luis Obispo County. He is running for the main position, Clerk-Recorder. The primary will be held on June 3rd. Best of luck, sir. I want to speak with you about this primary. First time we're seeing what's called a top two primary for statewide offices.
Yes.
Explain that, sir.
Exactly. You know, in terms of the top two primary, that was instituted in 2010 when proposition was passed to do the top two primary. And so what you have now is you have every voter receives the same ballot, not party-specific ballots, because due to the top two laws now, all of the candidates go together and only the top two finishers advance in November.
What's most interesting about that to me is that you could therefore have two Republicans advance, two Democrats advance, any combination thereof.
Yes, exactly. You can have multiple candidates from multiple parties on the same ballot, and that was what concerned us actually very much so in terms of the statewide offices.
Right.
Because you could have 26 candidates show up for every office, and that would have increased our ballot length incredibly. But apparently that didn't happen for this statewide election.
Are you getting calls to the office with confusion, or are people understanding the new ballot format? I mean, we did have it a couple years ago, it just wasn't with the statewide offices.
Yes, so actually we haven't had any calls. Actually, I think the voters like that because oftentimes we would get calls that would say, hey, so-and-so isn't on my ballot, and the reason being is because they received another party. They belong to another party.
Fascinating to me, the trends in terms of where people are voting. I mentioned to you recently, I was following an election in Long Beach, California. At 8 o'clock, returns came in. They never really changed because those returns were vote by mail returns, and we are getting to a place where vote by mail is becoming often the majority of the ballots received.
Yes, yes, exactly. What has happened in San Luis Obispo County, we sent out 92,000 vote by mail ballots 29 days before the election. So that's over 60% of our electorate in our county.
And do most people return those VBMs?
Yes. In fact, the return percentage of the vote by mails is much higher than what the percentage is at the polling place.
And the days of you need a reason for vote by mail, those are behind us.
Yes, exactly. Starting in 2002, it was no-fault voting, vote by mail voting. So a voter could then request to become a permanent vote by mail voter in which they automatically receive a ballot in the mail for each election that they're entitled to.
Tommy Gong, I love when you bring props. And you brought more props for us. This is a big one. This is a huge ballot. I love that you buy these off wherever you buy them off of. What are we looking at, Tommy Gong?
What we're looking at here is a 1904 presidential ticket with Theodore Roosevelt on the ticket. And where you see is each column has the parties that they belong to. So you have the Republican ticket, the Democratic ticket, the Social Democratic, their Prohibition ticket, and so forth and so on. And so at the very top, what a voter could do during these days is they could just fill in the oval at the top. And that meant that they were voting for all of the candidates in that column belonging to that party.
That is remarkable. That's where you get the expression pulling the lever. Because you could literally just pull the lever and you have the entire party ticket picked up.
Right.
This is another great piece of memorabilia. What are we looking at, sir?
We're looking here at a presidential ticket from 1960 with John F. Kennedy on the ballot, along with Richard Nixon as well, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and they still had the same type of straight party ticket selection for the voter.
Where'd you find these?
Oh, our magic place called eBay.
I love it, and I'm really excited for you. The primary will be held on June 3rd. My name is Brad Pomerance. We're going to send you back to HLN.